from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay. We from
Let's get to our next game for Thursday action. Our first game for Thursday action. We're staying in the Carolinas. We're talking about the Duke's Mayo Bowl. It don't get no countrier than that. Between North Carolina Tar Heels and the South Carolina Gamecocks. Excuse me. North Carolina, very, very disappointing season. 6-6 on the year, 5-7 against the spread. Going up against the Gamecocks, who are 6-6 on the year, 6-6 against the spread as well. This line opened up in favor of North Carolina -5, and ever since then, that line has jumped to 9. The total opened up at 58.5. Right now, that line's at 58. There are some 58.5s still on the board as well. Get to these injury reports right now. North Carolina, really same stuff that's been going on for the most part. There haven't been really too many players to opt out. Sam Howell is questionable for this game. So again, we tell everybody, go lock in for on Twitter the day of the game. Pay attention to these injury reports because the information that we're providing today will change with this COVID spike and everything going on. Hell, the game might even be canceled. We might be wasting our time covering it. It might be canceled. That's how crazy it is right now. Injury reports right now for South Carolina. Dickerson, defensive back, he is questionable. Linebacker White, he is doubtful with personal issues going on. Defensive line Sandbridge, he is questionable as well as linebacker Brown. It's questionable. Last time we saw North Carolina, they lost 34-30 against NC State, and last time we saw South Carolina, they lost 30-0 against Clemson. Get to these actual factors real quick. North Carolina, they're 2-5 against spread in the last 7 games. The overs hit 4 out of the last 6. The unders also hit 4 out of the last 5 games against the SEC conference opponent. The overs also hit 4 out of the last 6 games in the month of December for North Carolina. They're 1-5 against the spread in the last 5 games played on a Thursday. 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games when playing as a favorite, and 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games when playing on the road on a Thursday. Actual factors for South Carolina, they're 2-5 against the spread in the last 7 games. They're 6-12 straight up in the last 18 games. 0-6 straight up in the last 6 games against the ACC conference opponent. 2-5 against the spread in the last 7 games in the month of December. 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games when played on a Thursday, and just 2-11 straight up in the last 11 games. 13 games when playing as an underdog. So, South Carolina taking on North Carolina flat top. What is your play?
I am going under on this one for 58.5. South Carolina hasn't been able to score, and North Carolina doesn't have very good defense. But I'm looking over, the last 5 games that South Carolina had, and they had Clemson and they had some decent opponents, but you got to be able to score. I don't know where the points are going to come from to get 58. 9 points. They might be able to keep it close. I kind of think North Carolina could cover, but my biggest reason for taking this under is that South Carolina can't score, and North Carolina has been wildly inconsistent throughout the year. Sometimes they'll get you 45, 50. Sometimes games they should score, they'll get you 20. I don't know what kind of game this is going to be. They might still get the 50. But I don't know how much South Carolina is going to get against them. I don't think this game is hitting 58.5. South Carolina's last 5 games, none of them have hit over 58. So that's just my reasoning for this one. Official play is going to be under the 58.5 just because I don't know where the points are going to come from. And if Howell doesn't play, you don't have to worry about it touching the 60s.
All right. Marley, what's your play?
Yeah, I'm right there with Flat Top. If Howell doesn't play, this game is definitely not going nowhere near 58.5 points. And if he does play, South Carolina not giving you the plus close to 30, high 20s that you will need for them to keep up with North Carolina to get you over that 58.5. So I'm all over this under here. South Carolina, Flat Top said, they can't score worth shit. I normally don't take unders in college games, especially bowl games, but South Carolina's his offense is awful, and if Howell's not going to play, or if we're not sure if he's going to play, this has no chance to get over 58.5 points. So I like the under here.
Yeah, I don't have a play for this one. I'm going to pass, but South Carolina haven't passed over 200 yards in the last 5 games. So y'all should definitely, it should be good. If I was a lean, I'll probably lean you on that, but I'm not going to touch this game at all because it's too inconsistent on both sides of the field. So.
Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay. We from